Hi, I'm Mike Reed, Operations Section Chief Trainee with Rocky Mountain Team 1, and this is your update for Sunday, July 28th. I'm going to switch it up a little bit today, and we're going to start down south in Branch 12. So, yesterday on the coffee pot fire, towards the end of the day, at the peak of the burning period, we did see some increased activity. Um, we did see some growth, not only on the west side, but specifically on the south side. We saw some more significant growth. Uh, we did get some spots over our containment line, but we're working today to get those corralled so that we can leave that line as viable and continue to use that as our primary containment line. So resources in there today are working on that. We've been working very closely with Sierra Pacific as well as ODF, and they've been able to share some resources with us, which has helped us to be more successful. And finally, we're starting to see some more aircraft or aircraft availability made to us. Over on Moss Mountain, even with the increase over here on Coffee Pot, Moss Mountain hasn't moved that much. It's on the slope that it sits on, it just doesn't want to burn as readily. And although we've seen some minimal growth on it, it really hasn't moved much at all. And as I had said previously, we're continuing to prep some lines around these for possibly a future burnout operation. Over in the wilderness on the 217 and the 208, 208 again has not really moved at all. It's kind of parked there. Doesn't have access to fuels. And the 217 that the smoke jumpers are on, they're continuing to do good work to reinforce those lines, and everything is holding and it's looking pretty well. So one item of note is with the increased fire behavior on Coffee Pot, we've been forced to put a closure in place on the 21 road from the boat ramp all the way down to Campers Flat. So you will not be able to get across the bridge. So if you were planning on recreating in this area, plan accordingly. There will be signage up in place showing that it is closed ahead. And then we're going to spend the day today working on the campers that are in there, is having them leave the area. So shifting gears up into Branch 8, Tire Mountain, we still have resources on there that are continuing to reinforce the lines and get that to hold in place. On McKinley Creek yesterday, we did have a little bit of a slop to the south, 1 acre slop over, and then we had a little spot fire out of that as well. We do have resources. They did get containment line around that slop over, and they're working on that spot as well. So we're hopeful that we'll be able to corral that back in and start to mop up those edges to make it safer. Chalk Fire, Kilo continues their burn operation, and there's a good chance that we may have this all tied in by the end of shift today. Everything is going really positive, and it's looking really good, and we're able to shift some resources up there to help support that burn. Tango is continuing to do this line prep up towards the division break with Alpha, and looking for opportunity in there for possibly for a future burnout. And Alpha is also taking this prep in this line out to the division break as well. So in conjunction with some of the partners and cooperation from ODF, getting the resources we need, we're making good progress. And that's the report for July 28th.